After my first hands-on with Pokemon Legends ZA, I came away cautiously optimistic, but wanting to learn more. Could Game Freak's return to Lumiose City address the issues I had with Arceus? Despite being one of my favorite Pokemon games in recent memory, Arceus' slow intro and combat system that strayed a bit too far from the original Pokemon games left me wondering what another take on the spin-off series would look like. I recently got to find out a lot more about Legends ZA at a preview event hosted by the Pokemon Company in Paris, which is an obvious source of inspiration for the design of Lumiose City itself. In a private room in Paris's iconic Eiffel Tower, I played an hour-long demo of Legends ZA that answered many of my questions while uncovering new ones I didn't know I had before my extended gameplay session. As ZA is returning to Lumiose City, the setting of 2013's Pokemon X and Y, some familiar faces and elements from those games will be returning alongside new characters that set Lumiose City up for major changes from its original incarnation. Most consequential among the new characters is Jet, the CEO of a company called Quasartico Inc. that's re-urbanizing Lumiose City, transforming it into a space designed for people and Pokemon to coexist, which is necessary, considering as far as we know, the entirety of ZA is going to take place within the confines of the city, answering the question, just how does one catch Pokemon in a city setting? New to Lumiose City's redesign are wild zones, areas in which wild Pokemon can be caught, and they can be found all over the map. The beginning of my demo dropped me into one such wild zone, Wild Zone 6 to be exact. I initially expected wild zones to be wide open grassy areas, but this one at least was in the middle of a street. Cramming wild Pokemon onto city streets and into alleyways works far better than I thought it would. At one point during my hands-on time, I climbed onto the roof of a cafe, only to discover an Alpha Pikachu about 20 levels above my entire party. Around the corner, I found a Houndoom about 10 levels above my party. After a strategic retreat, I regrouped and challenged each in turn, managing to defeat them, if not capture them, and I was pleasantly surprised by the challenge both alpha Pokemon presented. While the Wild Zone wasn't the verdant, wide-open space I was expecting, I was pleasantly surprised by the verticality and complexity of the map. Everywhere I turned, there were steps to descend or ladders to climb, each hiding unique groups of Pokemon to battle and capture. Capturing Pokemon has changed significantly from Legends Arceus, thanks in large part to the revamped battle system, which I'll touch on later. This time around, however, you control both your trainer and Pokemon in tandem during battles, meaning you can aim and throw Pokeballs while your Pokemon is actively fighting. You also have a brief window after knocking out a wild Pokemon, during which you can catch it, but this can be a risky proposition, as if it breaks free after being knocked out, the Pokemon you were after will disappear from the field, making it almost better to weaken them than withdraw your Pokemon so you have more chances to catch it if you're willing to burn through a handful of Pokeballs to get it. At the end of the Wild Zone, there was a cafe at which I could rest and heal my Pokemon and even take pictures with them. Having an easy spot to heal at makes it easy to stay out in the Wild Zone for as long as you like. During my demo, I stayed out until nightfall, which led to the next step. As part of the game's built-in day-night cycle, battle zones open across Lumiose City after dark. In battle zones, you'll encounter trainers vying to increase their rank. You see that hyphen in the ZA logo? It's a hint at how this works. When you arrive in Lumiose City, you'll be a Z-rank trainer. Your goal? Make it to rank A. To do that, you'll need to battle enough trainers in the battle zones to make your way to a promotion battle. Battle zones are littered with optional objectives to keep things interesting, from sneak attacking trainers' Pokemon as they walk around the battle zone looking for challengers, to knocking out opposing Pokemon with specific attack types. Initially, sneak attacking trainers didn't feel right, but constant sneaking won't necessarily get you the win as you're competing against the clock. Once day breaks, the battle zones close, meaning you'll need to accumulate enough points to make your way to the promotion battle before sunrise. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to confirm if points carry over between days, but I'd be surprised if they don't. Let's talk for a moment about the battle system. Legends ZA reinvents Pokemon's battle system yet again, eschewing the agile and strong styles for something more akin to a real-time version of the original series mechanic. Rather than set amounts of uses for each move a Pokemon has at its disposal, you'll instead be managing cooldowns. With just a handful of Pokemon in your party, it can feel a bit simplistic, But once I had a full party and was battling similarly equipped trainers, the process of having to quickly cycle through my Pokemon and plan which attacks to use was thrilling. Hitting a flying type with an electric attack only to have a ground type emerge and have to shift my strategy without the benefit of a turn-based system is chaotic in the best way. Trainer battles are more interactive than ever before, and that extends to promotion battles. After you gain enough points in a battle zone, you gain the right to challenge a trainer for a promotion. The promotion battle I had the chance to play was a bit easy, lasting just over a minute, but it was also likely the first in the game. The promotion battle felt like a cross between a standard trainer battle and a gym leader battle from previous games. It didn't excite me the same way a traditional gym leader battle would, but it's hard to get a good feel for how these would go when early game content is designed to be easy. From there, I had the opportunity to battle against the newly revealed Mega Victory Bell. Mega Evolution is back in full force, and I couldn't be happier about that, though something is very different this time around. In ZA, wild Pokemon have begun Mega Evolving throughout Lumiose City, and you'll need to stop them. For the demo, I was joined by an NPC in a kind of 2-on-1 battle against the Mega Evolved monster. On my side, I had a full party of Mega Evolvable Pokemon, but to get ready for that, you need to first damage the rampaging Mega Victory Bell to make it drop orbs of Mega Energy, adding another layer of complexity to the battle system. Adding further to that complexity is the addition of plus moves. Think of plus moves as something akin to the EX moves from the Street Fighter series. You can expend a bit of your collected Mega Energy to significantly power up a single attack, creating a kind of balancing act. Do you burn some meter to deal more damage and stun to a rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon, or do you bank that meter to Mega Evolve and have all of your attacks be plus moves for a little bit? Plus moves add an interesting wrinkle to the flow of combat in these encounters, and I found myself using them when I felt I could get my opponent to drop some more Mega Orbs in a trade-off to spend meter to earn meter. And all of this is while I'm moving my Pokemon and trainer around the battlefield. While managing the position of my Absol, I also needed to dodge incoming attacks aimed at my trainer. This was a bit easier than I had hoped, as dodging with the roll button gives you a significant amount of invincibility frames and lets you get out of the way of oncoming attacks fairly easily. Though occasionally I found myself having to make a desperate attempt to escape a large-scale area of effect, I never really felt as though I was in any real danger of getting knocked out. At least, not my trainer. Sending my Pokemon out to attack was a different story. Every now and then, I'd send a Pokemon out to fight only to find my opponent was readying a massive attack that would surely chip away at my party's health. Luckily, by being as aggressive as possible and making use of type advantages, I could stun the rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon and collect enough orbs to Mega Evolve a Pokemon of my own. The ebb and flow of these battles is simple but addicting. Most importantly, they feel grand in scale. Fighting Mega Evolved wild Pokemon is exciting in a way that's difficult to quantify. While they aren't particularly challenging, their durability means these encounters are anything but fleeting. Even if I didn't feel like I was in any danger of losing, winning after a lengthy battle felt satisfying. And that's the best way I can describe Legends ZA for now. Satisfying. Each of the distinct 4 segments of gameplay I played impressed me. The flow of finding and catching Pokemon was engaging. Exploring the battle zones, accomplishing objectives, and defeating trainers was addicting, and climbing the ranks in promotion battles, though easy, had me wanting to come back for the next challenge. All of this coupled with what appears to be a smooth 60 frames per second presentation on Switch 2 has me anticipating Legends ZA even more than I already had. I still have plenty of questions, however. What's the point of climbing the ranks? What's causing Pokemon to randomly Mega Evolve? And where's the Switch 1 version? And how will that perform? All I can report on is what I've seen so far, and the things I've seen, they've got me more excited for the future of the Pokemon franchise than I have been since 2013.